Well, hello everyone. Guess what? The season has begun. Riverside Theater, it's opening season, and oh boy, are you going to feel like you are at the beach. Well, let's talk about the bikinis. We have the 4 leading ladies right here on stage at Riverside Theater to tell us all about it. First of all, I'm going to have each and every one of you introduce yourselves to our audience because they're going to see you in a bikini.
Well, yeah. You'll find out.
Okay. And you are?
I am Karen Quackenbush, and I play the role of Carla.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm Val Fagan, and I play the role of Annie.
And I'm Katie Blake, and I play the role of Barbara.
And I'm Joanna Young, and I play the role of Jody.
Oh boy, this is going to be so much fun. And what I love is, of course, being a native Floridian, I love the beach. And when I walked in here, everybody was saying, look at this. But they said the Jersey Shore. But there's a little Florida beach involved, is it not?
Oh, I think there's sand out front, isn't there? There's going to be sand?
Yeah, at least in my shoes. So it really feels that way. Do any of you surf?
I have
you do.
surfed.
All right.
I wouldn't, do you surf?
No, never.
No, I
I
have
windsurfed
surfed,
once,
but
and it nearly killed me.
no, I surfed a couple times in Hawaii, but
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Well,
But
that's
they were
fine.
waves like this tall.
Well, let me tell you something. This is going to be so great because everybody in Indian River County, everybody who comes to Riverside Theater loves our beach. And if you don't, you should. Because I can tell you it is magnificent. And then have the opening season at Riverside, which is so dynamite. But I want to start, first of all, if you will, talk to me a little bit about your backstory, very briefly, in theater.
Oh, wow. Okay. I basically grew up, I think at the age of 3, my parents took me to Radio City Music Hall where they used to show movies. And I saw Mary Poppins.
Ooh.
And at the
And you
age of
wanted to
3,
fly.
well, and I wanted to sing. And at the age of 3, my parents, none of my family has any kind of musical background whatsoever, and I was blessed, I guess, and I sang. I started singing. So I knew that I wanted to do this from that time on, basically, and have been fortunate enough to make a living.
Do you know, I hear this story so frequently, is that they just loved it, and it's the audience participation, and that's what you find right here
That's right.
at Riverside Theater as well. We are so appreciative of all of you coming here to watch and see, because your backstories are so great, but I always say it's better than Broadway. We have so many fabulous people here with Alan Cornell and all of the cast there, and the crew that really puts it all together. So Val, tell me just very briefly your backstory in theater.
Well, I grew up in Overland Park, Kansas, and you wouldn't think that there'd be a lot of theater there, but there's a lot of theater there. We have about 7 community theaters.
Oh, good.
We have Missouri Rep, and so I grew up loving the theater, and so I went to UMKC and got I got my education degree in theater, and also got my equity card there. And so then I thought, you know something, I think I'm going to try New York.
Wow.
Yeah. And I wrote a show called 6 Women with Brain Death, and it kind of took me all over the country.
6 women with what?
6 Women with Brain Death. And it's a it's a musical, and it was loosely based on National Enquirer headlines, so it was fun. And it ended up in New York. And when I went to New York, I was like, I like this place. I didn't think I would like New York because I'm a Kansas girl, and I loved it.
Oh, you know, I hear that story as well, especially when you're in theater.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so great. If you're not here at Riverside Theater, Broadway, why not? And how about you, Katie?
I'm similar to Karen in that at the very young age, my parents were both musical, neither one doing it professionally, but like in opera societies and things like that. So when I was 4 years old, I was in The Elixir of Love, which is a little operetta. And it was my dad, I remember specifically like a couple moments from that show of, you know, I remember my dress, and I remember sitting with the leading lady at the top of Act 2, and she sucked on a halls and stuck it in behind her right at the beginning. It was so, like, all of these things, I was like, this is the coolest thing in the world, and I want to do it. And again, I've just been very, very fortunate that, you know, I've been able to do it. A friend of mine said, too, that theater is a profession. Like, you don't call it, it calls you.
Oh,
That's a beautiful, that's great. That's great.
And
So-
Joanna, I bet you have a story just like that.
Well, I mean, I've been singing since I was itty bitty, and I'm from the Midwest as well, like Val. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, and I, was in a production of Annie. And that's where I got the bug, and I decided to go to college in New York City. I wanted to live in New York City from the time I was, my parents, we visited there when I was 12, and we saw a chorus line in 42nd Street, and I said, that's what I'm going to do. And
Oh,
yeah.
great.
Yeah, you
Well,
just know.
I can tell you, we are all so lucky that you made that choice, because you're here now on stage with the opening production of this season at Riverside Theater, and I can tell you, we are all excited about it. I want to give kind of a synopsis of what this is all about. We mentioned the beach, we mentioned surfing, we mentioned bikinis. What is the story of Bikini?
Karen probably could answer that.
The story of the Bikinis is kind of it's a coming of age story with 4 friends who, kind of like a same time next year kind of thing, who every summer met at the Jersey Shore from all over, but every summer their families would vacation at the Jersey Shore. And these 4 girls, young girls, had something in common, which was singing, and they started singing, and they won a contest, and they had a one-hit wonder that actually played one song that became a hit, that played on local AM radio, and became best friends, and eventually, as all friends do, you stay in touch, but you kind of go your separate ways, you get married, you go through marriages, divorces, what have you, and we end up coming down to Florida to do a benefit concert to raise money to save a mobile home beach resort or a trailer park, depending on your point of view, and
Or who you're with at the time.
and yeah, because contractors want to come and tear it down, and they're offering everybody $1 million to sell, and it's actually based on a true story. Briny Breezes, that's I think near the Fort Lauderdale-ish
Yes.
area, and how they had to have a majority, and they did not sell. $1 million was not enough for them to leave their beautiful location. So
We
we're
won't
here.
tell you the end of our
Yeah,
story.
we won't tell you the end of our story, but that's what brings us to Florida to do the benefit concert.
So there is a touch of Florida. There's a touch
Oh,
of the
absolutely.
Jersey
Yes.
Shores.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And
It's,
so
it's also a love story between 4 women too.
oh, that is so
It's a love story.
fabulous.
At the end of the day, it is a love story between friends who are
Friends.
friends forever. Yeah.
And oh, do we need that in this world today?
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, so this is going to be one of those shows where we sit out in the audience and we just absolutely adore it, feel good,
Yeah.
and when we walk out into that beautiful lobby of the Riverside Theater,
gorgeous.
we all see our friends, and that's what's going to be fun. What I'd love to do, though, is because all of you, how many of you have played in this show before?
Karen and I have.
Both of us have.
You
We're the
Yeah.
newbies.
Yes, we are.
These are the newbies, yeah.
But they're great.
They're
But you-
amazing.
They're fantastic.
Who was in Les Miserables?
We were.
We were.
Yeah.
All right, see, and what was one of your favorite shows you've ever been in?
Me?
Katie.
Oh, I did a show actually down in Florida. I've done a lot of theater down in Florida, believe it or not. I got my equity card at the Royal Palm Dinner Theater, Jan
Oh,
McCard.
yeah, Palm Beach, yeah.
many years ago. And my favorite show that I've ever done was called Spitfire Grill, and I did it down at Florida Stage down in Manalapan, which is sadly no longer there.
Oh, my golly,
Yeah,
Spitfire
Spitfire
Grill.
Grill.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
What about you, Val?
Well, I did Adam's Family on Broadway, and that
And
was
the one you
fun.
wrote.
And the one I wrote.
Absolutely.
I played a severed head on a platter.
Oh, wow. I've seen that one.
Put that on their
Oh.
resume.
All right,
the severed
here's what I
head.
really want to know, before we get into everything that you've done. The Bikinis, one of the greatest shows ever and the best season ever at Riverside Theater, the opening. What are some of the songs that we're going to be familiar with?
Almost
all
every
of
single
them.
one.
Everyone. Itsy
Because it is a
bitsy teeny
musical.
weeny yellow polka dot
Oh,
bikini.
It's in
Of
his
course.
kiss.
It's in his kiss.
Heat wave.
Heat wave. These
Wave.
boots are made for walking.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah.
golly.
The twist.
I Will Survive, and It's
Survive.
Raining Men.
Do you know, do you all sing together?
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
All right, now, I have been told that I can never do this again if I ask you all to sing.
Oh,
Let's do a little bit of.
what do you want to do? You want to do
Shaking
Sandy
his
Shores?
head,
Or you
no.
want to do
What's
gonna be-
Oscar's saying no,
What
but,
about- what
but
about It's in His
pretend like I
Kiss?
didn't ask.
We can do it.
Sandy Shores at the end.
We could.
Well, I don't know. 'Cause
What
you're
is the final,
brand new.
new.
what is the final
do.
scene?
What you guys
Well,
want
the,
to do?
the final scene is Sandy Shores.
You know what? We better not, because I'm gonna lose
You'll just
my
have to
job.
come. You'll have to come and see
You know,
us.
that's the thing.
In
Exactly.
fact,
Come
you know
see
what?
it.
You gotta come see it, and Oscar's over there telling me to wrap it up.
Oh.
It is so much fun, and I just love coming out and meeting all of you, and of course, I think if you love Vero Beach, and love the theater, you're going to love Indian River County because everybody's going to come out and see it. How do you like the theater?
Oh,
Beautiful.
love it.
Is
You
it
didn't
beautiful?
talk about
Wonderful
Broadway.
people,
It is
too.
Broadway.
I was going to say that when we stepped in the first time and saw this gorgeous set,
The best of the
Unbelievable.
best.
it really, yeah, we felt like we were entering a Broadway theater.
Yeah.
There you
The
go.
production
Well,
values
ladies
are
and
that
gentlemen,
good.
let me tell you, you have been listening and meeting this cast of the Bikinis, the 60s musical beach party opening Riverside Theater's 2014-2015 season. And oh boy, and it is going to, I have the dates right here, October the 28th through November the 16th, and you don't want to miss it. Tickets, you can go right online, Vero Beach Theater. Actually, it is riversidtheater.com, and theater is spelled Theatre. It's a little unique. So, ladies, thanks so very much.
Thank
Wonderful
you.
to see you, and yes, they will be wearing bikinis.
Oh dear.
Yikes.
Spoiler
Riverside
alert.